this is the final show in 2025 before it'll be 2020 chop.
Yeah, that's the worst of all time for sure.
You knew that was bad.
I didn't have one. I didn't click that I didn't have one until I sat right here.
Okay. Just because like 6 and chop could not be further away from each other.
I was going to be like, happy chop year. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
Free square. I don't know.
Free square. You know what wasn't a free square? Kyron Williams anytime.
Dude, oh my God, they were so close too.
Was he close? Did he get a carry inside? I know he fumbled at the 10, and then he ran one down to the 10.
He like that whole drive was him, and I was, and then I was hoping Puka stepped out there on the sideline. Like it was, I mean, it's not so close that like it was on the 1 or whatever, but like we get the comeback. You get like the game script for like, okay, let's, and I knew, it is what it is. I was more dialed into your fantasy, to be honest.
No.
What up, champ?
Why didn't we have a live? Was there a live? I wanted to be able to track it. That was my problem.
Well, we were at dinner. Jack was driving for pretty much. Jack did not see him pretty much win the fantasy championship. He was driving home from our house to his house.
I mean, that's definitely tough. Like, but I totally was I wanted there. You guys need to figure out the way that we can track it. Like,
we've
talked about both
BDG
of those things.
Has it. It just wasn't functioning. Nor do they really post about it often. So I get why people. But
you have something coming down to the fucking wire, man. Like I wanted it by the What are we doing?
It was like an all-time championship. Also, like if you followed it from the start of the week,
and so many people were like won championships or lost like on Bijan last night. So.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts throwing up a 2.9. People were actually banking on that guy. Hilarious.
But how's it feel, champ?
It feels good. I've never really had a fantasy league that I cared about, and so it was cool to win one, but win it like that. Like the league I've played in for years is a dynasty league. Also, part of it is like financially, this league is great because there's a financial component and a bragging rights component to it, and like
of course
a satisfaction part. So last year the entire prize pool was sponsored by Underdog, and then this year BDG doesn't work with them anymore, so they didn't get it sponsored, or it's half sponsored. So it's half sponsored by Fantasy Life, and then it's half we actually put money in. That was my suggestion. I think what eliminated a little bit of the fun last year was no one put their own money up. Like
it's like the adjustments we made with Underdog this year or this month.
Right.
Exactly. Like if you're free rolling, it's just not just not the same. So each person put in like $200.
And it's almost embarrassing when you're free rolling anyway. Like and you're hanging on that. It's like you don't have any. So what? Like your scratch ticket didn't hit. Yeah,
Right. So I'm glad that we did it that way. So as part of the content, like I record before the matchup, after the Christmas games, before the 1 o'clocks, after the 1 o'clock, etc. And then after Sunday Night Football, I said, because the other thing that I proposed that is stuck is I said no second place money. Like I think that makes it a lot more fun. And I would have lost back-to-back years in the championship, which is like as devastating as it gets. So yeah, it was fun. My takeaway really was I under-delivered from a content perspective as well. Like I shouldn't have been driving, and I should have been like creating, like we should have been live. I said this last week during the semifinal matchup because there was a sweat during that. The issue is, and we've discussed this, like the difference between the Flock League, which has had a lot of success content-wise, and our league, which has had limited success, is that they kind of play the whole thing up to be a bit. It's like WWE. It's like a show. And ours is authentic. It's very authentic. So what is that balance? Because I don't know. Like, I did go to dinner last night and I sweated in my own way. But like content wise, like, how are Nick and I not live when Bijan rips that 93-yard touchdown? Like, if we're going to put on a league about ourselves, like, you have to be live for that. You have to be live for the sweat. So I think, but I think now having gone through 2 years of this, there's clearly a need in the market for this content. Like, the joke is that no one cares about your fantasy team, but because we have personalities and because we have structure for it, like, we can create a league that people care about, or at least create moments about, right? Like, you guys aren't going to track a week 8
Right.
matchup, obviously, but when you get this perfect moment where it's Nick and I, which also helped because we're the two most notable in the league from a fantasy and following perspective, playing in the championship. Bijan kills him. He's a Falcons fan. Like, you just feel like there's a lot of momentum. So I was really like, all right, let's take this thing more seriously going forward. And so that was really like what my victory speech was about. Like, we don't have a trophy for this thing. It feels like we're building as the plane flies, which is fine, but the plane is off the ground in the air and someone saw it up there. So like, maybe we should, capitalize on this.
Yeah, I wouldn't you're the content guy, so I wouldn't beat yourself up too much. You just set the table so well. Like, I'm not watching. It's like, I'm like, if I was in your shoes, I'd be like, Casey'd be like, why aren't you promoting that? I'd be like, no one really cared or whatever. Like, in the pre-promotion, it was like, no, but you had a ton of momentum pre-promotion. And it is authentic to be like, hey, I was driving. Like, I didn't even get to win my championship. I was driving. But then it's like, someone's got a phone, just like live reaction to be, like
we have that, and that is packaged in the content. Like, Hallie, like, film me driving in the car.
Oh, so it's gonna be in their YouTube then?
It'll be in the YouTube.
There's
video.
a ton. Yeah, we've talked about it more at length in the office, and there's a ton of changes that we want to make because with the success Flock is having and with the minor success we're having, we know, as Jack said, there's a space for it, and if we just invest into it, it can work. I also think getting Vert into the league is going to be good because he is in office, and also he can get it out to, like, people are responding to his like friends league. Like, imagine if there's content being made about what he's tweeting about.
That's the change, is putting Vert in the league.
No, it's just one of many. Their Flock's turnaround time is 1 day. Ours is 2. So shit, like, in a fantasy football world, while shit moves so quickly, that actually is the difference of 1 to 2 is all the difference.
What I also liked too was, I also don't care about your fantasy league. It was, it's like when people, it's like, I don't care about this guy's reaction to, like when Ohio State like has a fumble in week 3 against Minnesota, but like, the field goal attempt on New Year's, I want to see every Ohio State fan reaction. Right.
Exactly.
But it's like, you don't build up that equity without, like we said, Jack, with the, on the way home, when you were like, oh, my new thing is I go on YouTube and I want to find the streamer that talks like Oklahoma after the loss.
Right.
Like,
I mean, so like Underdog.
You got to talk OU.
Underdog did a great job last night. Like, the reaction.
And I need to see the person, but I need to, because also everyone know, like, Bijan winning, like, everyone's fantasy hanging on Bijan was a very common storyline. So it was like a rare time you actually like, no, but I needed McManus to have a 40-yarder, like it worked.
No, it was the biggest player. And that's what I also said in my post game, was like, it was so full circle. Not only like I went to school, watched Bijan. I said this year in the draft where I was getting grilled, I said, Bijan is the top. He is my number 1 fantasy player. And so, like, for him to come through and score 40 points is such a fun moment. And like you were saying, it wasn't McManus, right? Like, everyone, and it could have been Puka. Like, people still would have gotten it if it was Stafford or Kyron or whatever. But I just think Bijan, he and Nick's tweet, I think, was so interesting. Bijan had only erupted once in his career, which is the craziest part. He had 29 fantasy points in 3 of his last 4 games, but he had only gone over 32 one time in 50 games. But everyone knows like Bijan has that potential. He just hadn't really erupted. And then, yeah, I am bummed I didn't watch.
They also 7.5 point freaking dogs. You didn't
Right.
like, you know.
Right. No, the running back never. Yeah. And McCaffrey, by the way, I had McCaffrey the night before, and McCaffrey fucking was going off. He scored 28 fantasy points. Like, I think sometimes it's underrated. Like, just get to 40. Like, he ran for 200 yards.
No, that's why I needed that's why I needed the live score, because I'm like, because different leagues, different. I'm like, is he going off as much as I think he is?
Right.
Yeah. He
also, guys, when they're straight away, gotta stop looking back. Like, if you get caught, you get caught. But he almost slowed himself. He checked his shoulder like 4 different times. I'm like, you're the fastest guy on the field. If you stop looking back, no one's fucking catching you.
Well, they don't have those monitors in the end zones. They're all.
No, I know, but like,
yeah, they got the ring.
Yeah,
you're straight away. Like, it's not like run as fast as you can. There's nothing you can do by looking back.
Well, that's actually, if you notice, like he was tracking when the player was going to dive so he could jump, and he jumps through the tackle.
Yeah.
He genuinely, and I love that Aikman and Buck were, glazing him, for lack of a better word, but like he's probably the most talented athletic player I've ever seen. Like his balance, I cannot believe how balanced he moves.
Yeah.
Like Jamar Chase might be better, players might be faster, Mahomes is more impressed. Like, but Bijan, when he's on, he's turning -3 yard runs into 4 yard runs, and there's some of the most incredible plays. He got flipped. You probably remember this, Tim. He got flipped on a catch in college. And he literally lands on his head and bends backwards. And we were like, oh, he's out for the season. Like, he's never playing football again. And he returns to the game. Like, he's just struck. I'm like, I am in love with this man's body. Like, it is unfucking believable.
It's funny that he trained with did the whole model after McCaffrey this offseason or whatever, but he is different from McCaffrey in that when McCaffrey's doing it, you're like, oh my God, this guy's head is literally mush. Like, you know what I mean? He's just like getting in a car crash every time. Bijan, it's a lot more graceful again because of the balance, like all that. And he's built he's like an elastic. Like even when he's like, he'll get rolled up on his knee and he's like backwards and you're just like, oh, there it is. And he's just like, he's like, well, you guys are going to put fucking Algier in and never coming back in, so I'm staying on the field.
Right. Yeah, literally. It's funny because I hated on the fantasy pick and also obviously the draft pick. If you're the Falcons, you can't draft a running back top 5. Like it's just like you see it with the Lions. Everyone was like, oh, Gibbs, terrible pick. And then everyone's like, well, they have the roster. It's like, no, just don't invest in the running back. You just can't do it. And then from a fantasy perspective, I said, the only way Bijan's going to be successful is if he's a 25 touch guy. And in today's NFL, that's just not the case. And I actually think it's proven to be true. Sorry, not successful from a fantasy perspective. And I know this is weird because he's RB2, but like the Algier thing is so real. There's no one gets enough touches. And Bijan is a guy that he's going to accrue and break you down. Like it's fun to watch Bijan do it and Derrick Henry do it. Like it's so old school to just really watch them break down these defenses over the course of the year.
And I mean, to your point, that is why he's never had the pop game, because you need to break them down enough. And CMC and JT are 1 and 2. I think they said JT plays 83% of snaps, which was number 1, and then CMC
McCaffrey
was 2.
400 touches.
This is insane.
It's nuts.
Yeah, because the Falcons don't play enough games where it's like, oh, they're leaning on you. Now they're up 10, and here comes the Bijan drop. No, like that.
Yeah.
No, then they go to Algier, or they, it's. But yeah, it was fun. Excited about the league going forward if we get serious about it, which I think we should. I set some. Oh, let me just update some Chapman stats. 4+4 on the sub count since last week. 199 views, 200 views, so up about 70% on viewership week over week. But yeah, I set some goals, manifestations, etc. this morning.
All right, Mo.
Been a productive week off in terms of really just like relaxing and not doing too much and being okay with not doing too much, even though this is like a super hot time. But then today did some deep work. I've meditated 8 straight days.
Wow.
So could be getting into some serious mind space. But I called this the fall of Snapback. And I think right now is probably a proper time to evaluate how we did. But I think 26 got to be the year of Snapback. It doesn't have the same, innuendo. But I think, and I'm practicing not saying I think either, because you just want to do, not really think. But
it's good meditation.
26. This is like make or break. I mean, it's contract year in terms of momentum.
This is year 3, coordinator, quarterback.
Yeah. And let's not do like, Club Nick, right? Like we don't want.
I can do that if you want.
He looked good. He looked good in the pinstripe bowl for sure.
I can if you would like.
Right. Like, let's not have Tim be Club Nick and Casey's. Who was the coach that got
fired?
Garrett Riley.
Near Dabo.
Caleb was year 2 with Johnson, so I don't think that's the right comp. Who's like year 3 explosion?
Well, no, I would say.
Well, I think it's T-Law is finally coming into his own once he got Liam Cohen.
I don't like that.
No, okay. I'm thinking like it could be like what is Drake May next year with McDaniels, and like it's year 2, but it's 3 for him.
When did Allen explode?
Well, they made it to that 2020 AFC Championship, and they were drafted in 18, so that was year 3.
Burrow was 2. Lamar was 2. Did Lamar win MVP his first full season? He came in 6 games and then ripped off.
Yeah.
What? Okay, so it seems like everyone's just year 2.
Yeah.
Fucking.
No. Well, we had a great year 2. Did someone have a good year 3? Like anyone?
Mahomes probably won in year 3. I don't know.
No, Yeah, I think the Mahomes. No, but he won the Super Bowl in year 2, didn't he? Or no?
No, year 2 was.
He played week 17, and then they lost to Brady. Right? Was that his first full year? But he went like 50 touchdowns or something.
Well, this is tough. No one has a good year. Anyone got a good year 3? Fuck off, eh? Jeez.
I feel like it's Allen.
Yeah,
did Jokic win in year 3?
No, he was late down the line.
I'm trying to. Year 3, Allen. Was the 2020 season year 3 for Allen as a starter?
Was that COVID?
Fields didn't win, but he had a pretty good year 3.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely not do that. Huh?
No, I was saying in college, not in the NFL.
Oh wait, Burrow was.
No,
right? Yeah,
nope.
ACL.
We're not doing
ACL.
that. Nope. We're gonna be a pretty boy loser who is the most injury prone and just pads the stats once he's eliminated from the playoffs. Absolutely not. We like to play We like to play meaningful games around here.
Okay, but that's not fair because Burrow. Here's the difference in business and football. Like you guys, we can have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and a good defense, right? Like there's no salary cap here, so we can have.
Well, there is a salary cap.
No, there's no salary cap.
Okay, then let's hire 12 people if there's not a salary cap.
You took it too literally, and you killed the vibe. It is what it is.
Well,
it should be a good.
Well, we're gonna.
All right,
We still want to have a good year 3.
Yeah.
Are we going to evaluate year 2? I feel like that's where you were going.
I said, yeah, we should look at the. It's a good way to close 2-5 with just looking at the past year. I mean, what are highlights? What are lowlights? What are things we learned? Things we won, things we lost.
I think media days was a big win.
I know, but that's going to give Sean a little too much credit because he was really gung-ho about that. And
so the goal is to do this while giving Sean no credit?
Well, I'm asking you guys.
I feel like we're going to be a little hard pressed.
I'm asking if you guys want to bark up that tree.
I think he's taking time off also. I don't think he's chopping on January 1st.
I don't know. Guy's addicted to listening to us talk about him. I think he's locked in.
Yeah. No, I think he's definitely locked in.
You think he runs it through like the AI generator that summarizes the YouTube video?
Just when does Sean come up?
No. I think he listens like a hawk in case Jack's like, yeah, man, can't transparently tough week. Sean fucking sucks. And then he's like on his run and he's like flipping out. That's exactly what I think happens. And I'm sure I bet he messages. That's exactly what happens. Well, I would say this, offsite last year when we made the like experiences app or trivia app, and we went trivia. Good choice.
Yeah.
That seems to be working.
Yeah, I think we're leaving 26 with leaving 25 with two very strong verticals that can continue to get built upon, and then I think 26 will be adding a strong third, which is kind of what we talked about at breakfast in Oklahoma. Or is it making one of the two or both even stronger? I still don't think we came to an answer on that.
Yeah. Who knows if 26 is the year of the show? See, we're running out of time to get started on the 26th show. But no, I mean, would you call 250K Hawaii a loss? But
I think we did, we always could have done better, but I think we did a pretty good job in brand and impact, things you can't quantify in the numbers on our college tour. And that is how we thought we were going to get to 250K. Looking back, I have zero clue how you get to 250K.
I genuinely think the algorithm and just YouTube as a whole kind of shifted right in the fall. Last year on YouTube in the fall, sports weren't a thing. Obviously people were creating sports content, but YouTube is now it's here. It's arrived, and it is, I mean, Sean put the thing in Slack, for sports, YouTube is by far the most important platform, and it just feels like people are consuming on that platform. Barstool and Bob Does Sports, the Invitational, DeChambeau's on there, PGA Tour used it. If you're not taking YouTube seriously, what are you doing? They add collaboration, which should beef up all the schools getting involved. So I feel as if YouTube shifted. We created longer form content, which I actually don't think impacted subscriber count. I feel somewhat confident in saying whether we went to the 15-minute videos like we did last year or the 45, I think viewership would have been very similar. I don't think there's as much pop potential.
I think viewership.
What's that sound?
Yeah, what is that sound?
The fucking laundry.
Oh. It's a full ringtone?
That's no.
Yeah, jeez.
I think viewership would have been better, but you gain a subscriber better on a longer video. So I think subscriber numbers would have been similar, but view numbers would have been slightly different. But it doesn't really matter, because I think we would have sacrificed brand pretty significantly. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
I think all in all, it was the correct way to go about it,
Totally.
because you have really, really deep fans of like every single Saturday at this point, no matter what school we go to, what kind of video it is. Like it doesn't really matter at this point.
My only thing is, so I made this chart, and for those who are watching on YouTube, it's the only place we put this, so you got to be watching on YouTube. If you actually look at the comparison, like, so this is now, right? So this is season 2 over here, and then this is season 1. So compared now, or sorry, I was trying to do like 3 months to 3 months.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the viewership is virtually
Jack, the only
same.
thing you're missing is that like the viewership isn't supposed to be. I think like we did a great job with matching viewership while doing all these other things that we wanted to accomplish simultaneously. But in theory, we gained 40,000 subscribers from the last time we did it. We have more fans. We become better at it. The viewership should be double of last year. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I actually don't agree with that at all.
Okay.
I mean, the viewership.
It is double from a floor standpoint.
100%.
So, yeah, well, so it did double. Yeah.
You double your floor. I think that's a pretty good barometer.
Yeah. We went into this year being like, we want to hit million view videos. I don't find there to be million view videos on YouTube anymore. Of course, like that's hyperbole, but for a channel that's right, for a channel that's consistently posting and is niche, you know, like it is significantly harder.
It's factually harder just because, like you said, there's more. I mean,
there's way more competition.
It's twofold. Like there's more people on the platform, but like the algorithm just is forced to offer so many more different videos than it used to, you know?
It's TikTokian in a way, right? Like,
for sure.
I know how to, like, could tell someone how to get 1 million views on a TikTok, but is that like valuable to your growth or what you're doing? You know what I mean? Like,
unless
right.
You can also, the next 9 videos can hit 100K. Right. Like, yes. If I told you got to come up with one TikTok this year to hit 1 million views, I think you would know how to do that. And you would fire 25 shots with how you think you would do it. But if I said build a brand, build a personality, build, people who want to follow you, like, no, you wouldn't.
The bar video from Montana, like of the basketball, right. Like I knew that was going to do 1 million. But right. I didn't like that.
You're not even in it.
What does that serve, right? Yeah. Right. So,
it's good. It's good for you to do it because it also fits your brand and association and like just awareness and top of funnel, all that shit. But yeah, it's much better that 10 people offer you a screwy everywhere you go than 1 million people saw that. 100%. Right.
Yeah. I also think one big learning is, and this is why I'm not really that upset about the FCS thing. I think it would have been great. And like FCS is a little different because they feel more appreciative when it's covered, whatever. But I think the Oklahoma video is like doubled in viewership if they win. Like I'm finding, and I'm thinking about my own stuff. Like as soon as the Ravens lose, I'm not consuming another piece of Ravens content on YouTube. Like as soon as our season's over until the next season, I feel like we see this a lot. Like as soon as a team's season is over, like you're going to struggle to get them to watch it. Like I truly think if Nebraska loses that game to Michigan State versus wins, I mean, that's also middle of the season, so they continue playing. But I actually think, especially later in the season, the result actually does matter, funny enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's again, we doubled our floor though, right? So that just would be like kind of gravy to the ceiling. Like I think doing that Oklahoma video, what is it, 40K and whatever 5 days, wherever we're at right now, like I think that's like pretty damn solid, like
no, it's all good.
Like, yeah, we put a lot in, but we've also, we have clips now and how many people, it's much like a lot of these podcasts and shows. Like I don't watch Pate's show. But I feel like I do because I see every freaking clip. So
Are you in the group chat though? This guy, we were watching the Miami Ohio State preview, and they were talking about. Did you see J Book's tweet? It went pretty viral about like all I keep hearing is Miami has the better D line, O line quarterback.
Yeah, that was so bizarre.
So Pate put it on the screen. He was like, I have no clue who is saying this. And I'm in a very exclusive group chat with a lot of Miami fans, and they're not even saying this. And we're like, I'm also in a very exclusive Ohio State group chat. It's my pledge class from Ohio State. Okay. But we don't just let anybody in it, you know?
That's not, I mean, God, I would do anything to be in there.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
what do we think is so we found, we get welcome graphics, we get collabs from the schools, we get access, we do clipping. Like, what is the next jump for Saturday season 3?
Well, just really quickly, one thing that the Hawaii 250K, I think is why I attack things that way, and why I said let's go build live for the trivia app instead of building more foundation. Like I'm a huge fan of slow build. Like you guys know that. I don't need virality. I'd rather build it, one thing on top of each other. But I'm also a huge believer in shoot for the stars and see where you land. And I don't think if we say we're going for 250K and this is the mentality that we're attacking this year with, I don't know if welcome graphics and hiding the plaque in the locker and, player access and even like the thing with Skylar, like, I don't know if we would have been as aggressive and as, creative with trying to get to a place. So it's a lot about the mindset, and the goals are just, arbitrary numbers that I was in my goal setting for this year. The exercise is like, instead of setting a goal, you kind of adopt a personality. You want to say, like, I don't want to get 250K subscribers. Like, we create content on YouTube, right? We're YouTubers. And, I think if we redid that in 26, it would be like, we're thought leaders is such like a corporate term, but like we're legitimate personalities in the college football space, right? That's different. And then you might start to, okay, so then what do you have to do to get to that place? And so I think that we kind of did that, but we'll do more of that going forward. Like, I didn't even consider myself a content creator until really this fall, which is wild to think about, because I really have always built the business and reverse engineered how I wanted to get to those goals. But like, I'm a creative, like I'm a creator, I am an ideas person. You got to execute those things. But yeah, I do think setting those aggressive goals put us in a place to attack it in a meaningful way.
Yeah, whether it was conscious or subconscious, because like it was clear, like, I don't know, 2 weeks in that we weren't getting there. But like it still was like if we went in with that mentality that we're gonna do, it was just kind of like we knew that in order to get there, that had to be like no days off kind of thing. So then it made you, again, subconsciously, like no days off. Like I was laughing because you saw my my Meta glasses like on the ponds, and so like I shot that during the day, and then I had dinner with Michaela's family, and I was like editing it while I was there, and her dad was like, what's like why is that unique? Like what's stopping someone like from doing that and like just getting Meta glasses and like filming themselves on the ponds? I go, yeah, the difference is I was with 10 people and no one did it.
Right. Doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like like, exactly. I was like, you're actually right. And I'm like, I'm also sitting here at dinner cutting this up with a headphone in, like, and like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, no, like you can just
it's literally my favorite thing is people are like, it's so easy. And it's like, you are half right. You're just missing the most key other half. And it's like, you're just not doing it is literally the only difference. And then you want to get into talent and that type of thing. Sure. But that's to start.
90% of it is just doing it.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, well, right before we were starting that next game, I was like, oh, I'm like made sure to bring my Meta glasses. I'm like, I'm going to throw them on here. And he's like, is it because of like your banter in it? I'm like, I really don't say much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anyone has access to those items.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, yeah.
Did the boys tell you looked fire in the glasses?
Yeah, they were just like, oh, you're going to do that? I was just like, yeah, man, get out of my way. But like
I'm skidding legit circles around you.
Yeah, like I need to get
by the way, are you recorded or are you recording today? Oh wait, did you say New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
We're gonna see. It might be today, might be tomorrow. But yeah, it's usually around this time. No, but I was saying too, like I like just go do that. It's not that, you know, and I would say that
Nike really hit it.
Yeah.
Like they got that right.
I would say that would be my 2025 like thing it would be like, just do it. Like Clemson lost the Pinstripe Bowl. It's like, just record, like enough people have texted me, just post something. Right. Like, so.
It's cool to see the evolution, because last year, like, and we made this joke about Saturdays as a whole. Like, what the fuck were we doing last year? And you had all these worries of like, do people really care about my Clemson? And it's like, you post from the wedding, and it's probably like your most, that to me was like your most meaningful post, right?
Right.
And I think back to what I was saying, I will become, instead of like setting these goals, you're just living at this point.
Right.
Right. Like this is now, and it can be stressful. And we've talked about like, oh, I'm going to a Bruins game. But the goal isn't to get X amount of content out. It's like, I'm Tim. I create content around sports. I'm going to a Bruins game. It's just naturally what I do. And it really changes the expectation in a positive way. And then you kind of just power through, and you got to do it for 10 years. And then after 10 years, you can, be successful. That's the other part. People see, it is easy and you just got to do it. But you got to do it for 10 years. That is when in
like the, getting started is really difficult and all that. And it's like, sure, but you don't, doing the wedding thing and just doing, I normally would have stewed over the creative of that for far too long. And then then miss my window, and like I'm in the wedding and it started, and it's like, forget it, it's done. But if you like, part of why people say like start doing it now is not just like, it's also to help you like get better at it. Like, so then it just becomes an attachment of what you do. Like, oh yeah, Clemson, like instead, like I didn't have to stew it. I'm just going to fire this off because enough people have texted me. So forget it. Like and I didn't care those 3 minutes. Like it just continue to just do. And yeah, sure, it can be exhausting. Like the last like 2 days or so, I just like crashed. I literally sat there with like numb brain and just stared at the TV for 2 days. And everyone's just like, wow, you're a fucking slug, huh? Like I'm like, dude, I'm fucking cooked. Like just give me 2 days and like, I'll be on a plane to the Fiesta Bowl back in it. Like, so just like, I'm just like, let me stare at the wall for 2 days.
No, the time off is definitely valuable.
But now I'm ready to go.
I saw a good Gary V quote, and I'm actually not the biggest Gary V guy, but it was simple as like, when you are resting, make sure you're actually resting. So when you're working, you can be working. Right. And I was like, I've been fucking hitting the links well, and I'm playing extremely good golf, and that's been good for me. And that's been good for my mental.
Exactly. It's good. It's
some
good.
Very good golf. Some very good.
Really?
Golf. Yeah.
No, I took $600 off him, and then I beat him by 10 shots yesterday.
But 243-yard 5-wood downward lie out of the rough on 8 feet.
That's why you keep coming back, man.
Literally that one shot
almost made the putt, but
lipped out the birdie putt.
That's why this summer is, That's why this whole summer just be 5 days a week. It's gonna be incredible.
This guy's
speaking of,
he's like, remember that Gary Vee quote on resting? Yeah, I
Right.
gotta play golf every day and really rest up. No, the case before we go to you, the other thing that not only this large goal setting and we're always on mentality during the fall, it was we prepared. And I think that was a signal to everyone how serious this is.
Yeah.
right.
And that is a recalibration of our next 6 to 9 months of content until we get back to the fall, because Casey wants to do World Cup. You want to do hockey. We're planning on doing college basketball. And it's not that we're not going to be prepared. It's not that we don't know how to do it. It's not that we didn't reach out. But I think when we had that all-day offsite or planning meeting, and then we did a second one, it was just 2 days of work in the grand scheme of things. And we probably could have done it in one day. We probably could have done it in 4 hours. But it's that focus and preparation that means, like, it's like training camp, right? Like, if you're going to be serious about a football team, you do training camp, you do preseason, like, you do these things. So we should attack those things going forward. And it's why, if the Texas basketball thing comes through, we would prepare that way. Like, when you take things seriously, everyone takes things seriously. When you don't come prepared with a chop pun or a guest, not everyone takes things seriously.
And an example, another just microcosm of that is like, so that when I'm on my way to dinner and I realize that my tweet of the bowl games was going off, you send it to Riley and he knows exactly what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I just say, hey, pull this for Instagram, is going well. It's not like, wait, what about this? It's like, no, he just knows what to do.
No, we found a legit flow state this year, which is, there's nothing better than, like, as you would say, humming. And that's almost why, like, year 3 of the fall could be scary hours.
Right.
Like, for the haters.
Right.
Like,
No.
it's like, I mean, what could we do next year? Like, I almost feel like we could, like, puppeteer, like, the whole college football landscape of, like, here's the story this week. Here's the story this week. Here's, like, we just kind of know how to play the game now.
The game's a game.
It really is, like, like, the quarterback who has all the talent in the world. But some of what makes this quarterback good is, like, he's just seen more shit. Once you've seen the disguised blitzes, and now, okay, and this is what happens when we fall behind, and this is where we're injured here, and it's like, oh, I understand it now.
Everyone knows the verbiage in this offense.
It's good.
What were you going to say, Casey?
No, I think we talk a lot about football, but people may be curious what 2026 actually looks like. So I was just we're looking for feedback, and is this the right way? What do you guys want to see? Chop is obviously deep people, so we care most about their thoughts. But 2026 looks a little like finishing out the college football playoff, watching the Ravens go to the Super Bowl, which we'll touch on later. And then we go into a little bit of college basketball. We're looking at doing Purdue, Indiana, and potentially Michigan State, best rivalries in college basketball, into Olympics for hockey with some other Olympic events littered in, and then college basketball, back to hockey to finish out our Canada tour, and then a little break offsite into the World Cup. So I'm curious if the Chopmen think that's a good plan. What college basketball do they want to see? Are they excited about Olympic hockey? Should we skip Olympic hockey? We're looking for all feedback.
Were you not getting just a little tingle when you're seeing the NBC and they put the rings underneath the NBC logo? You're not, like, just a little bit?
When? I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Was that, like, Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, the last, like, couple of weeks or so, they've had the rings under the scoreboard. Or, like, you didn't notice, so that's fine.
No.
The Olympics have been so bad recently, just with the time change. Like that kind of sets the stage, right? I can't watch anything live. And then like coming out of COVID where everyone was consuming everything, it felt like, okay, the Olympics should really have their like revival moment. And it just didn't happen. And then where was the most recent Olympics? Like, I
It
don't
was
even
the
know.
Summer Games in
France.
Paris. Yeah.
Well, then it turned into men and women's sports, like the
What do you
boxing
mean?
thing.
Right.
Like, so then it was
Russia was,
right.
and then there's a lot of drama. Maybe like, look, the U.S. men won the basketball. It was a great final and like big moment there. But I feel like the true stories are like individuals, right? And not like known, right? But like Phelps, right? You would come back to Phelps every 4 years and it just felt like, could he really do it? And he would do it. I don't know if it's funny. Like, I thought we were going through this phase where it was all hot take culture, all this shit, but content is actually at a place where highlighting individual stories and like telling these extensive stories feels so easy. Like, how can you not find the tennis player, golfer, skater, skier, snowboard, like with this incredible story? Like, post an Instagram reel, it's going to get like 8 million views. It's going to get sent to everyone in America.
So well, Lindsey Vonn coming back is going to be a big one. I think that's going to be big.
Michaela Schifrin's going for like her 20,000th fucking gold medal. That's a big one.
I don't think there's going to be the buzz that we're like hoping / looking for hockey. But I think once it starts, people are going to care.
I think once it starts, I think you're not gonna, I think it's going to be buzzing.
People will be in for the hockey, but that's what I'm saying. That almost silos the Olympics into like, that's how I felt about basketball. Like, I was tuned into basketball, but the rest I wasn't really vibing with for whatever reason.
I mean, you don't have Shaun White anymore. But the winter events are cool to watch. I think like we're just gonna have no buzz until it starts, and it's like, if it's behind the Peacock paywall the entire time, nobody's going to watch. But if it's on NBC, people are going to watch.
Yeah. I mean, how about this for a theory? Like, I feel like the crux of the Olympics, of our like best memories are with the NBC primetime, and, they jumped from Phelps to this, to that.
Yeah.
But, now, not that it wasn't accessible back then, but we really know in real time, like, hey, Phelps ends up winning. Like, like we're still like a little new in that thing, because I believe like the demographic for that NBC primetime of when they show everything that happened in the day is an older crowd. And now that older crowd, like, now it is also on Facebook for sure. Like, you didn't miss it, or you did have it spoiled.
And NBC does this fucking shit where they try and block and gate all the content.
Right.
Which actually ends up making it worse, because people are like, yeah, I saw Phelps won. Whereas like, you didn't maybe see it. And then they're like, the clips aren't out there, so you don't actually get to visualize it.
Yeah, where do I find that?
I think that's the perfect example of like, they miss that even if I've seen it, it tells me that the Olympics is going on and I'm going to seek out other stuff. Like, they miss that. They think people already won it. So if we gatekeep it, then it's all going to come to us. I just don't think that's the case.
That's just not
the highlights being out there are the reason that I want to go see the rest.
Like, that's pre-promotion for the final. It is literally what we spent the last 20 minutes talking about.
I'm with you. I think they've got it wrong. But at this point, they are cornered into they still could make the decision, but they pay so much money that they just they're almost forced into hoping that that's correct.
Mm. Also, the soccer's bizarre because with the rules, right, of the under 24s or whatever with the Olympics, right?
Yeah. Soccer's not like a major feature.
So that's bizarre. And then I like the tennis. A lot of them didn't play. So it's, you need that. And then they missed having a swimming star.
No, but the golf was insane last year. I didn't see any of the golf because I didn't really want to seek out. I didn't understand the structure, but it's because it wasn't on TV.
Right.
It was late. And then I saw the tweet of who won and I'm like, well, why am I going to watch it?
Right, like Pavon is making that run in front of the home crowd, and it's like, I wish I had seen that in real time.
No, it's they need to. I would like. Yeah, I'm gonna write my column and how NBC is in a content crisis for the Olympics.
But this is the worst part, and this is business, and this is how they do it. Numbers are so juiced across the board because they changed, right? Nielsen, and then they're adding YouTube TV, and like I swear they count on impressions instead of live viewer. Like
who knows? Like actually,
like all the college football shows are fucking through the roof. NFL, more people are watching than there's able-bodied humans on Earth. Like the numbers don't even make sense. And so what's NBC gonna do? It's going to be successful by their numbers. The numbers are going to be way up.
Right. Their advertisers are going to be happy. They made their money.
US, and then they push to US and everyone's satisfied. I wish they would take a different approach, but we know they're not. So it is what it is. Now, I do think that the winter games are going to be solid. I think the home games in 28 will be, that's kind of like your perfect moment.
Well, you also get flag football, you get lacrosse, you get a bunch of new sports in there also.
They should study more extensively and talk about virtually any time there's a discussion on league rights and paywall and all that, and just look at Apple TV and MLS. When Messi got to the United States, you could not avoid, I mean, he went on this crazy run to start, like his first 4 games, right? He scored in every game. He had a free kick. He had a hat trick. He had all that. Like, Tim, I would imagine you're not a huge soccer fan. Did you see and hear when Messi was here?
Yeah, yep.
Have you heard, like, if I told you Messi didn't play in the U.S. this year, would that have shocked you?
I had no idea.
Right. Like, I almost started wondering, like, they're still playing. And it's because after Messi came, they went Apple TV, and it's pay to play. And it just stopped. Because what I think they're missing is Apple and MLS and Miami FC still posting those highlights. Like, it's not that, it's that the fan content, which is really the promotion around, like, the NFL got so much tune in last night because of fantasy football conversation and sports betting conversation and, playoff implication conversation and analysts on TikTok and YouTube and Twitter and Snapchat. And when you just don't create an ecosystem that content is able to thrive and live in, that is why I think the college football numbers are up so much. They've just opened the floodgates and said, here is our product, go talk about it. And now more and more and more and more people are talking about it.
This could be us getting less interested, but I think the NBA has had a little bit less conversation because now you need Prime on Wednesdays, you need Peacock on Mondays, and NBA is also less accessible, and now you're seeing less. And they tried to combat it by getting the number 1 NBA creator. You bring Kenny in to then talk about it, and he's supposed to spread the Peacock word, but it's just harder if you don't have Gen Pop constantly talking about it.
When you make it, when you choke it out so much that you make it so even the young people are like, I think we're on Amazon tonight. Even I can't kind of figure out Peacock. Like, that's when it's a point where I'm like, because I always think of sports and like how I pitch it to my family when we're on the couch, and I'm like, here's why we don't need to watch a movie tonight. We need to watch Rams Falcons. Like, it's right here. But Bijan might win someone's fantasy. Stafford MVP. This is a Drake May MVP game, actually. Right. Like, so many, and it's like, okay, here's your pitch. Now we can put it on, as opposed to again, they've taken such advantage of the entity of live sports, which is the last thing that is keeping television relevant. And they're just taking it.
And they've killed the live. They have the NBA Cup. Here's a perfect example. So it was on Prime. I didn't know that. Right. The NFL is we've talked about. The NFL is different, right?
And they also got a week to tell you what it's on. They also got a week to tell you what it's on.
The NBA Cup was on Prime. So I was having a little, party at our apartment, and at the apartment, there's 3 TVs out in the outdoor space and then 1 inside. On the TVs, what was on was Montana's quarterfinal game because it's on ESPN.
Right.
I can't even get in a community TV. I can't get my Prime account linked. And if I can, I'm not going through the steps and the hassle to do that. So what do? I watch the first quarter on my phone, and then people show up and I close it. I just don't reopen it. Whereas if it's on ESPN and it's on the TV, 6 of my friends are like, oh, we're watching that. What was on the TV was NFL Network, and it was a Rams-Lions, like, they played the playoff game, and then they played another playoff game or played a regular season game. And like Rams-Lions were playing 2 weeks from now. It was better pre-promo for that NFL game than the NBA Cup. And so when I post about no one cares about the NBA Cup, or like you guys are making fun of the NBA Cup, all this shit, it's like, no, people don't care because you made it impossible to even like be in the conversation about.
And we've seen even if the NFL is having the problem, then you have to assume that you're having the problem 5x. And it's like, oh, well, is the Thursday night football game going to be on local networks in the bar? No. Okay, we'll throw it on our phone. Okay, we got a little bored and we never opened it up again. And
you know what's funny? The only and maybe this is another good example. The only property that's had success with gatekeeping would be UFC. But like the illegal pirated stream is like part of the conversation.
Right.
And it is a positive, because I would never pay for, UFC 387. But if it was like on a Twitter stream or a TikTok stream, oh, okay, I watch a fight, I bet on it. But then McGregor, and it's like, you know what? Get the fellas together. I'd rather just pay for it. The illegal stream is easy. You click out of 3 pop-ups, but like, I'd rather just pay the $120. But it's all promotion for that thing, and gatekeeping is just not the best.
Well, I'm the one who's the most critical about the NHL with ESPN. I will say the fact that every time you hit ESPN Plus and there's 4 NHL games there, like is good to like, you see that, like you're like, got it. If I did have a bet on the Leafs, like I could flip over
that.
Like,
do they still run the 12:30 NBC game on Saturdays and Sundays?
On ABC? No.
It's on ABC.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because during once we turn over into the new year, I would always like, you're looking for the top like college basketball matchup, but then it would always be like Penguins Rangers.
It's right next to it.
It's right next to it, and it's just clickable. But now if I got to go to ESPN, like I'm just never going.
But
there.
even like the tip of the iceberg, like you get to see, like MLS
see that it's
isn't
happening
on the ESPN. Right. You can go to ESPN Plus. It's not on that menu. It's not on that like, and they're doing the same thing like with the. And so and you get now ESPN shows an NHL commercial, and you're like, oh, that's Celebrini. Like I've heard kind of that guy's tearing it up. Like even that little breadcrumb is valuable. And like the World Juniors are going on right now, and it's like the best tournament ever for hockey, and it's only on NHL Network. And like I die to watch this. Like I love it, and I'm a hockey fan. Like I'm in the sicko category that's looking to watch this. And it's like, if I'm on the road, if I'm like, I can't watch it on my phone today. If we're like driving somewhere, it's on NHL Network. It's like, what the, I'm out. I'm your sicko. Like
Premier League, another example. I used to just whatever Sunday morning or Saturday at noon, I would just flip that game on. Now, like some of them are on Peacock, or now they're on USA. Like, I don't think people fully realize what they're doing. And we're not naive. Like, we get it. Like, there's money, and like, we're not stupid. But I think people may not see the effects for a few years, but they're going to come out and really shock some people.
A big one's going to be the F1 Apple deal. F1's going to Apple.
Right.
Like,
cooked. Cooked.
But their numbers will be through the roof.
Yeah, I'm sure. Whatever but
they're fucked. Think about the what happened was they get this viral show, perfect timing, perfect moment, perfect storytelling, and then you're on ESPN for free, and people watched.
Yep.
And they got unlucky because then you go 2 or 3 years where it's not competitive and this one driver
Max,
is dominating. This past year, unbelievable finish.
Came down the last
Norris, Verstappen comeback, and it was on ESPN, and it was Sunday before the game. So I turned it on. I tuned in. I'm not gonna sign up for Apple TV for just that
overestimate how invested you got because of the Netflix series. Like it was, it's not like, oh my God, I'm in love with Lewis Hamilton. I will never miss a race. You have to and then it's like, oh, there it is. I just want and then it builds off that again. You don't Connor Bedard, you've kind of heard about him ever. If he's on ABC on Saturday when you got a minute to kill, you'd be like, oh, that's that Bedard guy. I put on the freaking Tottenham match last Saturday, 2 days ago, whatever, because I needed time to kill before NFL Sunday. I would never go searching for that, but I just threw it on
It's what's in front of you.
1-0 victory at Palace.
Yeah, at Palace.
It's good 3 points. It's
just they've fully suffocated this thing.
We have this discussion.
And I put a bow on it would be, remember MLB really cracked down. I mean, they maybe got a little more lax. They really cracked down on any, like NBC is with the Olympics, exclusivity, all this. And Big Cat would post videos of Cubs home runs, and he would do the Yabo. Yeah, for the home run. And I would never consider watching the Cubs, is when the Cubs sucked or were kind of getting better. And it was that just put in my head, oh yeah, Cubs are playing at 2 today. I might throw this on. And they basically banned Big Cat from doing that. And as just an example of authentic, organic creativity. You don't think again, my tweet about the bowl games, I got messages during the App State game. This is reminding me, they just missed a 20-yard field goal, so relatable to your thing. It's that is how this works. It's the conversation funnel. If I'm not allowed to tweet that video, it's what?
I think golf had an insane year because they just said they were the most strict, and then they said, fuck it. Why would we limit this game? All that people talking about the conversations is going to have people tune in.
The new Sports Center is creators with highlights and commentary. So why would you, but you would never take your league off of being shown on Sports Center 20 years ago, right? You wouldn't ban the top being in a top 10 highlight.
Well, no, the Olympics did. They would do the photos.
Right.
And it's
it's true.
It's, and when you show the photo, you think that that's going to make me intrigued. It's actually just, I have no clue what happened. And I'm
there's so much competition for any content. People, it's not just people change the channel. They'll just go open their phone and do something else.
Right.
They'll go play Snapback Sports Trivia instead.
Exactly.
Well
Good
done.
plug. All right. Well, the only thing we have left to talk about is, do we want to talk about the Ravens or, because you said, did you say
are we going to talk FCS or no? Not going to go there?
No, we can definitely talk FCS.
We can.
My only thing with the talking the Ravens, it's kind of pointless because you're a huge Ravens fan, you have a social platform, and you never talk about it nor post about it. So it's kind of a waste of everyone's time, right? Because they don't get any follow-up. Tim knows, I know. Actually, I don't even know if Tim fully knows, but your perspective on the Ravens is so relatable. People would love to live and die with you, make fun of you, ride it out with you. Hear your Casey and I sat down at lunch for 10 minutes and we were talking all right, what's the upside case for the offense? What's the reality? And the conversation left me in tears because he's delusional. The Ravens fucking stink. He's in reality, we can't rush the passer. We can't block. Our quarterback's playing the worst football in the last 5 years. We can't coach. We tend to choke. And it's like, so, okay, this is like a fun, amusing conversation for me.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need to spend
Yeah.
time on it unless you're going to do something.
I could just Gary V you and be like, you're obsessed with wine. Why aren't you making wine content? Like you're upset. Like you're upset. It's the only thing you care about. It's the only thing you talk passionately about. Like, so we're just gonna like be the therapist here for the 90 people here. Like, what the hell are we doing? Imagine if the roles were reversed. And I was like, guys, can we please talk about Garrett Riley? Can we please talk about Garrett Riley? Go talk about Garrett Riley.
And then if you go talk about Garrett Riley or Lamar Jackson, then we can come on here and have, right? Like, we're not going to talk about the fantasy league if I hadn't posted about it. We're not talking about Tim's fantasy league just because he's happy or sad about what happened. We're talking about the fantasy league because there's a story to be continued here. So
the only story to be continued is we all knew the Browns were winning that game.
I figured you gave him a chance to engage with the Ravens. I figured he would take that, but I don't know.
No, you're right. There's nothing to be said. You're right.
2026.
All I'll say, I said on December 22nd, I can officially announce I have a problem because I believe Shedeur is winning on Sunday with no Watt or DK in Cleveland. And you said, seek help. But who needs help?
Well, you still need to see.
Seek help was the Packers.
No, you didn't say seek help. Jack said seek help.
Packers as well was seek help, I think. I think we all agreed that was a game that we could see Pittsburgh losing.
Right.
And then they get smoked by line drops too. It's unbelievable.
The seek help is you've convinced yourself that they can go and do the thing. They haven't even qualified for the postseason.
No, not in yet. No. But it would be funny. We are setting up the three of us, watching together Sunday before the national championship, Ravens in Foxborough.
No, but this is why you need to get out there and just start talking about it.
Because then we set up a stream when the three of us are watching together. We clip it and people.
Sure.
Anything.
But it's not even back to the conversation of like, I will get there by. Like, I think your mentality should be, I will become a content creator in 2026. Like, I think that would be a very, we had the whole conversation about World Cup. Like, Tim's going to the Olympics and then doing hockey because like he creates that type of content and he's a fan. Like, if we do World Cup content with you, Case, it almost feels like we just like picked a soccer fan and gave them this opportunity. It's like, no, you got to embody it, like embrace like this is, and I know it's difficult because we're on the road for college football, but we're on the road for college football. It hadn't stopped you from watching the Ravens or talking about the Ravens or consuming the Ravens or being a boyfriend or being a son or being eventually an uncle. Like, if you become this person, then it's not even like non-negotiables. It's just an expectation. Like, Tim,
he did a good job.
Tim's consuming Clemson, and we're literally, you know what I mean? Like, that is because he's a Clemson fan.
Clemson killing me is a storyline this fall.
100%.
Past fall or upcoming fall?
Every fall from here on out.
And then it comes full circle because he gets the towel. Like, right. But if he hides being a Clemson, that's why, as much as you guys rag on me for like the Texas, the Longhorns, like all that stuff, the person who tweets me saying Bijan brought it home for us Texas guys, and can make that connection, like that's what fucking matters, because everyone else had Bijan on their fantasy team, but only 10 people were thinking about my connection to Texas through that. So yeah, those are just, so we're not going to talk about Ravens. I mean, we can if I can get a guarantee, but I don't need a guarantee. I just go do it. Just do it, Nike. Just do it, Roback.
And look, you did a good job allocating Uncle to Jack. He took care of that, right? He had to go do that.
Oh, got it.
Like that was an easy
He nutted
job.
inside.
Yeah,
he nutted inside.
All you had to do was be born for that to happen.
Right.
So that's good.
Right. You lucked into that one.
Yeah,
again.
that one was an easy one. Like, no,
it's funny though. Like that. It's funny though, because that title and what he's going to become and the responsibility, he actually has no say. Like he really is just like, you actually could pick whether you want to talk about the Ravens and you want to do that. You're going to be an uncle whether or not you like it or not, and you are going to pick up those responsibilities, and I think you'll pick them up happily. But ironically, you didn't actually get to choose whether you're an uncle or not.
It's yeah, I mean, look, it's tough. You have quite the time consuming job. So I get it. This could be your outlet and your reprieve, but let someone else.
You're already talking about the Ravens nonstop, aren't you?
Yeah. It's always on your mind. Yeah, I know. And maybe you want to keep it a secret because it's just healthier that way, but we're not going to talk about it here.
Right. That is, I'll say this. Are we clipping for this show? So then maybe this is a good clip. Is Charlie here? Hey, Charlie. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing? But I'll say this. It's okay if your passions do not become content creation or business. I think there's a ton of health in actually not bringing that part of your life into your work, into your day-to-day, because you'll burn out or maybe you'll lose love for it. The reality is, though, when it comes to the Ravens, like, you won't get sick of it, right? It won't ruin the experience, whether you talk about Now, I've been on that side of it. I'm still on that side daily. Do the comments of, like, you're a Bengals fan, you're a Chiefs fan, like, do they get annoying? Do you have to manage that? Is there a part of me that, like, lost some love for a tiny piece of X, Y, and Z? Yes, but generally it is a positive. So knowing what you want to bring into your day-to-day life is very healthy as well. When Tim jokes about how, like, stop telling me you love sports, you're not getting a job, I say you got to love sports business. Like, you got to love sports content creation or whatever it may be. But if you do love that thing and you do want to talk about it and you do want to, then you got to go do it.
Fuck, feels so good to not be getting the talk.
You're giving the talk. That's the best part.
I know. Well, yeah, I'm AI. He trained me to.
Right.
That's
I did my job to a degree, but now it's backfiring.
Yeah.
It
backfiring. The bot has feelings now. The bot knows.
Yeah.
Before we get into FCS, I just wanted, so you talked about the schedule, and my one issue with the schedule is that I still think your brain is looking at it as, here's a calendar and here's what's next, which is fine. We want actionable items, and that's a way to execute. But I think as we look at 2026 and we set goals and we think about, like, what do we really want to accomplish? It's not like we want to do college basketball content, then we want to do hockey in Milan, and we want to do, World Cup. It's like, what do we really want to accomplish at the top level? And one of my goals of, like, who I'll become is, I wrote, like, a creative goat. and then I wrote, I'll get there by pushing the limits of my own imagination of what's possible. I think we always refer back to the Skylar thing, because that was like a true, like, what's the YouTube title and thumbnail, and what's the packaging and what's the content? It's like, no, like, what is this? Like, how, like, the Barstool Invitational, is that, what was it called? Internet Invitational. Like, that is a creative concept that's like awesome. And then they figured out what to like title and package their fucking YouTube videos. But and that's why the same with, we want to do like this Capital One Cup. Like, that's a fucking fun idea, concept. And one of those that, like, all right, we still have to figure out the rules, and we want to have an idea of packaging and thumbnail and branding and what schools we're going to reach out to and what. But like, I want to start there, because where I think we're going to land is we're going to come up with some really fucking cool shit. Like, we came up with Snapback Saturdays. Like, that is an awesome content series. We came up with the trivia app. I think that's been really fun for people. I want to keep being like, when people think of Snapback, I want to think of like awesome shit, not they're really good at packaging YouTube videos. Like, there's just a nuance there. So
to go off of that, and you feel kind of crazy when you do come up with some of the ideas and stuff. Like, I was talking to during our card games this Christmas, I was talking to all my hockey buddies, and they were like, I was talking about the Milan thing with the NBC rights, and I'm like, so you got to get super creative as to like what it is. Like, one of them is like, if we just show what the building is like and just explore it and the logistics and interview people, it was just a nightmare and blah 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 blah. I'm like, that's something we could go off of. And then they're like, yeah, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that. And then I was like, well, if we really wanted to do it, like, I could start like reaching out to players on like Team USA and Canada and like maybe even like Sweden, and everyone burst out laughing.
Right.
And they were like, what do you like? Yeah, man, 5 sure. Like, Jack Hughes is gonna like tell you to like film him for the Olympics. And I was like, oh, well, like, we have a lot of DMs from athletes and guys that like our stuff, and we know people follow. And Ben Shelton just started a YouTube. Like, all these guys are getting into content, like, and we're the avenue, we're the established, like, 100K subscribers. And they're like, yeah, I guess that is a good point. I know so-and-so, like, my buddy at BU is trying to do that or whatever. And I'm like, do you understand now? Like, like, you're going to sound crazy or whatever, but like, that's the creative. And not that I'm afraid of getting beaked by my buddies, but like, that's the creative. Like, yeah, if Ben Shelton is dying to get into YouTube, someone else is too. And maybe they don't know how to quite do it. And like, you're the avenue. So that is like yeah.
You have to be crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, sorry, that was creative goat. Like, sorry that you guys aren't on the wavelength that like,
right.
What's the worst that can happen? They say no. They say maybe like next year. I like, what? What's so bad about that? Like, cause if I don't, 2 months later, someone at USA Hockey is going to be like, oh, it would have been so cool if we did this with so-and-so. Yeah. How's that going to do me 4 years later? It's like, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You just have to put like, just why not? Also, like, who at this point?
And this is where it's, because then someone else will. Like, so then like
right.
Grinelli
5
years
ago,
and you guys are going to think that's nails. Like,
like 5, maybe 10 years ago, if I said, yeah, no, I'm going to do a weekly podcast with an active player in the NFL for my favorite team, people would have been like, a podcast? Yeah. First of all, a podcast. And then it would have been like, well, all media is state-controlled media. Like, it all goes through the team. How are you even going to handle it? Fucking Travis and Jason Kelce are giving us an inside look to their run to Super Bowl. They get $100 million job with Amazon. Destroying is on the sidelines of a YouTube broadcast for an NFL game in Madrid, in fucking Brazil. At this point, it's like unbelievable because we can do whatever we want. You can try. Like,
I have an idea that I'm going to go to a facility and get put in the cold tub by the head coach on a Friday at 2:00. And the quarterback's going to be there. Well, no, like, they don't. Fridays are difficult. They don't like open the doors just to like anybody.
Which is true.
Right. But like they're more game than you think, and you kind of have to build it up and be in it. Again, you don't just like wake up and like get thrown in the cold tub. Like, yeah. And then like we were out in July planting the seed in Vegas, like with our chapped lips. Like, right. I mean, again, there's never been a better time to be a creative goat. Like,
Right.
Someone will tell you, like, we don't get a lot of no's. The no's are just like, I don't know if we can like totally make it work, but like, I like where your head's at,
The no that we got recently was from the FCS, and we don't want to act like, if you just ask, people are going to be all for it and all in. There are still rules and regulations, and there's no ill will towards the FCS by any stretch. They're just playing by the rules that they know. And it was also a very tricky, what's it called? Like holiday schedule. Christmas was on the Thursday, then New Year's is on the Thursday or Wednesday, Thursday. And just, it was essentially 2 weeks off. That's why we had virtually 2 weeks off. And so what we and enough. I know you're making a lot of noise over there. I don't know if your mic
feedback. I think you're like half plugged in.
No, can you hear me?
Yeah.
You're just go on mute. But I think this was another evolving dynamic of like how we think as a company. So Casey, I said, would we consider doing the FCS championship? And Casey said, it's going to be tough. Like we got, we're giving the team 2 weeks off and then YouTube here. And then we got Potato Bowl and then we're at Fiesta. And I was like, no. I get the schedule and we're not, once again, we don't throw those things to the side. But from where we start, I want to start top down. Should Snapback Sports be at the FCS National Championship? And that was what we led with. And that was the conversation. And the takeaway, I think, was, like how could we not be there? With just given our success in the FCS, how fun it's been embracing that. Sean's connection to Illinois State, our connection sideways through Tim's hat to Montana State. Like there's just storylines there. So when we said, then we went and figured out, okay, how do we make this happen? Essentially, the NCAA owns the championship game for FCS. We're credentialed and have full access to the national championship here in Miami. But the NCAA, because that's owned by the CFP and we're going in through Meta, we just probably didn't get ahead of it as early as we needed. And the NCAA has very, very strict regulations on TV broadcasts. Someone pays a lot of money to own any social content around it. So where we landed was, unfortunately, it doesn't make sense for us, but I think we did want to be there. And I think that's how we also want, like, that's almost where Milan makes more sense. Like, should Snapback be at the Olympics? Yeah, of course. Like, we want to create around the Olympics. Then we go through the process and we're like, fuck, this is going to be hard. Let's get super creative. Like, it's worth it to do the Olympics. It just, given all the restrictions around FCS, it didn't make a ton of sense. And we also don't want to, like, once we kind of opened that can of worms and got told, hey, it probably isn't going to work this time around, then we don't want to go and like have the feeling that we went backdoor. Like, did you guys see Bussin' with the Boys fight with Oklahoma?
No.
So are you sure your mic's plugged in, Case?
Yeah, you have like a feedback, like it's like like you would like on a guitar amp. Yeah.
It's kind of the it's just the air in the office that he's in, but for whatever reason it's way louder now than it was earlier. Anyways, Bussin' with the Boys went to Oklahoma and then A&M the next day. It sounds like they got credentialed through ESPN. And essentially what happened was, and it was just Taylor, I don't think Will was there. And they said like they just had this bizarre interaction with this guy in an Oklahoma quarter zip who like had it out for them. And then they got in the elevator because they were just trying to grab some food because it was cold, and they went at halftime. And he was like, you can't get off on this floor. So they went down to the 5th floor, and then they went back up because someone said, no, you can go. And they were like mid eating hot dogs, and he addressed them again. He was like, get out, like you cannot be here. It was just like a really, really poor experience. So poor that he called A&M, this guy, and told them to pull the credentials. He called A&M, and the CFP said like they're bad to work with, or like he doesn't actually technically know what the conversation was, but he woke up the morning of the A&M game to a call from someone who worked at Boston that was like, hey, ESPN said X, Y, and Z. I don't really want to get into the drama of the situation, nor do I know the details. The point is, there are still, I don't know if gatekeepers are the right word, but there's still like people that you have to respect and you cannot cross. And so, like Barstool and Portnoy have taken an approach, and it's funny. Like I saw a tweet that said, it's funny to now see, Barstool promoted next to NFL Sunday Countdown on Fox, just given their relationship. And yeah, sometimes you just get so big that it doesn't matter what you've done or what you said. Like people just got to acknowledge you. We're obviously not at that place. All to say, I don't want to go to an FCS championship where it's not that we're not welcomed. We're just not really allowed this time around.
Yeah.
The people at FCS said like they love our content, they want to work with us. They just have to go through a lot of like forms and approvals, all this stuff, and just with the holidays, it just didn't quite work out. And it's an event I want to be at, but not enough that I like wanted to hop on the phone and be like, hey, like we need to be here. We, X, Y.
It's like I sometimes say to like I say this to like my girlfriend and my family, or like going out to dinner or whatever. I'm like, they're like, do you have a plan or whatever? I'm like, everyone here has to be willing to be spontaneous. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're like, is everyone cool to go with the flow? Because like this might not, I'm like, we might not get a reservation at this thing, but like everyone's now going to be standing in the lobby of this restaurant. Is everyone ready to be like, oops, can everyone be flexible? Can everyone be spontaneous? And when you can't, and like we were, I guess, up front, right? Like, hey, this is a spontaneous move. We weren't planning on coming. Like, and they're like, not really with the holidays and all that. There's a lot of red tape, like,
and it's easy.
It takes two to tango, and especially being again spontaneous. This last minute, there's red tape. Like,
it's also easy for us to just pass on as well. The unfortunate
it's like, we don't need
like,
to do this if you're not.
Yeah. We're just gonna if it didn't work out, sucks, but it is what it is, and we're gonna go to Fiesta Bowl and the Natty, and that's kind of just what it's gonna be, and that works too. So we won't be at the FCS championship. Excited to continue working with the FCS and those teams. Like just a fun ass fan base. So yeah.
Am I back or no?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm good? Oh, perfect. All right. NFL picks just to cap us off. Last week I had the Browns plus 3.5. That's a win. Jack had the Packers minus 2.5.
I was sharp on that. I said I'm betting it because it's going to jump to 4.5. It did. And then
Arizona for Tim plus 7. They got routed by the Bengals.
No more Arizona.
Yeah, they're bad, man. They're
all right. NFL
bad.
Picks for the final year, for the final week of the year. Well, actually, we'll be doing playoffs, so final regular season.
So normally we record late in the afternoon. I do my power rating, so I just got to rip off the fucking John here. Seahawks are favored in San Fran?
I don't know the implications. I'm
one seed.
They win, they get the 1 seed?
It's a game for the 1 seed.
Oh, yeah, they're laying 1.5 there. Wow.
I mean, the Niners defense looked they're as bad as it gets, but their offense is as good as it gets.
Wow. I have mine if you want mine.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna go Tampa Bay laying 2.5 at home against Carolina.
Yeah, I want it, but because I'm so out on Bryce, but the Buccaneers fucking.
I like Carolina in that one.
I think a lot of people do too. And
do they?
Yeah. And here's my thing. I was on Carolina too early. And now I think this is a time where everyone's willing to stomach betting Carolina. And that's when I'm going to jump off. And I think 2.5 here. Yeah, I wouldn't bet 3. It's one of those things where I like Carolina +3. I like Tampa Bay -2.5. But I'm going to take Carolina here. I'm going to take Tampa Bay -2.5.
I'll take Houston -10.5. I think they can still win their division, get a home game. And I also think the Rivers stuff, in his games that he's played, Seattle got after him a little, but the Niners pass rush isn't that good. Like, if
he might not play.
What? He's not. Leonard's playing.
Oh, he is?
Leonard's starting.
Oh, okay. Well,
Same
it's a bad cap, but I'll stick with the pick.
Okay.
I didn't know Leonard was announced playing.
I'm bummed because I wait.
Wait, so why did Rivers play last week? Leonard wasn't healthy?
It was too late. Like, I think they got knocked out on third. They got knocked out when Houston won.
Right.
So, like, they had already prepped for the week.
Got it.
I'm bummed because, Tim, there's no, motivation versus no motivation spots this week. Like, last week was our favorite. Like, that's why we love Cleveland. Because they had no motivation. Pittsburgh has to win. And they obviously cover.
Isn't Denver, LA Chargers motivation?
Yes. LA is sitting Herbert. And Denver needs to win. I mean, they're up to 12.5. So, like.
With a total of 37.5.
Yeah.
Though.
Like, if you like the Chargers, I get that. That one's just less fun. Like, they're not playing true spoiler. They're not even trying. Right. Like, if the Bears had won, let's say the Bears beat San Fran and they need to beat Detroit this week for the 1 seed.
Yeah, Detroit.
That Lions, like, I'm all over them.
Is Detroit out? They're not going to make the playoffs?
Yeah, they're out. Wow, they've been out since last week.
I mean, if you're not betting the Steelers +3.5, you just like, and that's not even like a Ravens thing, a Lamar thing. It's just like in this rivalry, you get 3.5 as the home dog. Like, you just bet it. Like, just take the bet. I'm not going to because that's not fun. I'm gonna go Falcons -3 because wait, do I want Falcon? No, I want Saints +3.
Yeah.
Saints +3 because either Carolina's gonna win and that game is gonna be even more meaningless, or I don't think the Falcons are gonna gift the Panthers a playoff spot. Like, it did go the other way, but like, if you're a Panther fan who your last hope is the Atlanta Falcons winning a game, like, you just that never comes home. Like, the Falcons aren't gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'm probably buying too high on the Saints. Like, that line should probably be a little inflated, but
also
give me Thomas.
Just quickly
He's
on
going
that,
for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that was my point, is we've gotten, like, the recency bias in these awards have gone way too far.
It's insane.
Like, Shuck winning.
I don't care for him. Like, I don't pay attention to it.
He has 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. Dart has 22 touchdowns and 5 picks. And Shuck is going to win Rookie of the Year? How does that make any sense?
Dart's had lost 10 straight games.
No, I know he's losing every game, but, like, I guess Shuck is winning games against bad teams. Like, congrats.
He is, though. Like, and he's done it, like, with
he's not playing that well, though. He's playing good.
No, that's not true. He's playing fantastic. He is playing fantastic.
Because he threw for 300 yards once?
In back-to-back games, he had 2 rushing touchdowns against the Bucs out of the grips of Tampa. Like, I know he's not beating the best teams in the NFL, but Dart, they can't beat anyone.
Yeah, that's.
But if your take is less like recency bias, it's more like no one evaluates the entire scope of the season.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that Dart played since week 3 and has been able to even accrue those stats is probably more impressive than Chuck.
And they've been playing super competitive games where it's actually the Giants defense let them down in so many spots. Like he would have had a win on the road in Denver if they didn't collapse. Like a lot of spots.
I mean, you also know how the awards get voted on. So it's like being mad at it.
No, of course.
But it's just one of those, it's like he might be of rookies to miss a game. He's like the most significant downgrade, loss of a rookie not playing.
Dart would be.
I think so.
It feels like because they have Jameis and Russ, it's like no, and like Shuck, it was almost like a discovery, like, oh, they've got this guy.
Tim, what's your pick?
I told you Buccaneers 2.5.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I led with that. I went first.
Oh, Bucks plus.
Bucks minus 2.5. Bucks minus 2. You can give me plus. I mean, it's fine.
All right. Happy New Year.
Another thing that you didn't even talk. Oh. Your fucking team plays in the playoff. Like, when are you gonna just? I
couldn't break. I haven't made my TikTok yet about the game. So how are we supposed to talk
tomorrow?
About it? I know. I've been thinking about it all week. I don't know. I would love suggestions on what the content should be. I don't know what. There's like. I don't know what to say.
What would you say to us?
I don't really have much to say. Like, there's not.
Because you think they're just going to beat them?
No, I think my one thing is like, I think we need to play fast. I think A&M put a script together of how you limit their pass rushers. You play fast. You keep them on the field. They don't get to, but like, is that a TikTok? Like, key to the game? Ohio State plays fast?
I mean, you could start with that thought, right? And then elaborate from there and maybe touch on your trust issues with Ryan Day. Like
this needs to be a Ryan Day,
right. Heartline's not here. So where you probably land is like a hook of, I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty nervous about the game tomorrow.
But I'm not.
No, you are. Okay, sorry. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Are you not nervous that they may not go fast?
Yeah, I do not know if we're going to go fast.
The only way Ohio State loses this game is if it's a Ryan Day, asleep at the wheel or overthink or whatever the verb is.
Or heartline,
all right, I got it. Yeah. Because he can either do what he did after the Indiana game can be the same as the Michigan game, where he coached like a pussy, he changed in the playoff, and we ran through everybody, or he can stay in that shell. We won't go fast. We'll try and go strong on strong and lose the game.
Yeah. Like if basically if they try and do the suck the life out of the ball, just play steady Eddie. Right. Maybe they'll win, but that opens up the door for Miami.
Right. So many more possibilities.
Yeah.
If we take their pass rushers out of the game, we win by a landslide.
You could slander Beck if you feel that way. You could talk about, do you have full trust that you know who this team is? Like, you guys played 2 tough opponents. You scored 14 and 10 points. If you're shaking your head, then just say it. All you people who are trying to make it seem like Ohio State's not the best team in the country are idiots.
You're torn. We know Ohio State's the best team in the country. But they still shouldn't play like they're the best team. Don't try and win this one.
I think we should. I think the tweet is ridiculous. We're trying to play like we are underdogs or this is closer than it is. It's actually not. We're significantly better than them. If we play like that, it won't be close.
Yeah. And what I mean by play like that, I mean get the ball out of Sayan's hands quick and just carve them.
Yeah.
Middle of the field, like all that nonsense.
What about you? Do the SEC thing.
Well, I am. I'm going to go at Alabama on the first for sure.
All right. Well, you have your Ryan. If I could speak to you right now, Ryan, here's what I would tell you.
Right.
Hey, Ryan, hope you're watching. Get the ball out of Sayan's pussy ass hands quickly.
Whoa. Best quarterback in college football.
Yeah, there he is. So make him play like it.
No, let him throw the ball all over the shop.
Yeah, chuck the rock. There you go.
I mean, they can't run rock. We know
the only concern is that the Michigan win might not have been as good because their coach was like not focused.
So add in that little caveat.
By the way, Michigan win. I don't know how well how well that's aging.
I don't know if Cristobal's banging. His
unless
assistant,
Cristobal's a pervert, then we don't really know.
Right. All right.
I mean, Intron's not really a pervert. He's just horny. How horny is Cristobal? That's how we will know.
All right. Thank you, Chapman.
Yeah, there you go. Last one of 2025, fellas.